Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the OK Grognard Show. This is Saturday, April 25th, 2020, 10:30 a.m. Central Time in beautiful Lake Geneva, Wisconsin. This morning we're going to take a look at the 5th episode of the D&D Animated Series and do a little running review on it and make some unnecessary comments about something that's been around since 1983. It'll be fun. Or will it? We shall see. Hey, look. Well, they're jumping in that ride every week. They do that. It's pretty neat. I'd definitely have gotten in it. All the animatronics. You know, it might be fun to break that down and look at each and every creature that's in there and see which ones are recognizable and which ones are more generic, and maybe figure out if there's some creatures in there that are just that have never been written up, or perhaps were concept creatures that never made it into a game. In Search of the Dungeon Master is the title of this episode. I like the font they use. Written by Jeffrey Scott. So, walking through a forest. So the interesting thing, or one of the interesting things, one of the many interesting things about this series is that because it's geared toward kids, and because they're all young, all the characters are young, they can't start every adventure off in a tavern, right? So who's that don't lean up against the Ents? Someone's not in a hurry with the slowest mount in the world. The fairies, boy, there's so many creatures. Bullywugs, everybody wants a piece of the old dungeon master. Oh, well, try and capture him. He's gonna turn it right around on you, huh? That makes it tough, but there's more of them. Once they get a hold of it, wait a minute. Oh, he's so slippery. What the tree saw. That is some reporting. So there's a good trope you can utilize, is making sure that there are witnesses to things that happened. You don't have to have an abduction, kidnapping, whatever happen while the characters are present. As a hook, it can happen before they're there, and it can happen in front of creatures or witnesses that can be very limited in how much they can express or tell you, how much they can tell the characters, tell the players' characters. But picking up the trail, oh well, you know. So are their feet, do they have prehensile feet, more like opposable thumbs on their feet, more like More like chimpanzee or monkey feet. Scared of the light. Always love the little tortoiseshell shields strapped to their backs. Now that was a move I don't recall. The old hop on the thing and flip and throw them up over a limb. Inviso girl comes back. Presto and Eric hiding. Your magic never works right, does it? We shall see. Ooh, what the... Oh! There's more. Oh my goodness. Now we have to fight them too. Keeps them busy. They can't resist a meal, can they? There you go. And you get to just walk away. So do we give experience for that encounter? Do we give full experience? Did they defeat those creatures and thus earn it? Or so are we saying that Eric's always been a rich kid? Were those hundreds? Did they say 100 on them? That's an interesting thing that I don't recall from back in the day, is his great wealth. I knew he was always kind of sly. So, now we need some help actually finding him. Now, how many creatures are down in this underground lair? I'm seeing at least 8 or 10. And we see who's in charge here. And we see that he's captured. But what about that? So is that protecting him? Does that keep them from doing anything nastier? Don't look down, you knucklehead. Never look down. Always a rule. There's an interesting question. Do you, as a game master, allow for... Do you require scared of height checks? Is that a thing? Is that something that should be happening? Or is that just never a consideration? If that wasn't built into the character from the start, is it something they can discover later in the character's lifetime, like when it actually becomes a pertinent thing, while they're up on a cliff, or when they're being flown around? Okay. Did not take the magic items as payment. Alright, alright. That's a break. Could have took those things and just flown away. I never would have seen him again. Could have possibly taken everything, huh? discovering the underground layer is something. Now, what's with all the lava streams in here? Should it be a lot hotter? They all lean forward when they move. Construct, Earth Elemental, daggers for fingers. Barely any effect from that. Gotta be up to you, buddy. Gotta be up to you. Thank goodness. He's got some magic that'll wait a minute. That's not helping at all. Unless it's a magical sign that actually... Nope. No help at all. Back to a dead end. I was in a game the other night with Thaddeus Moore running it that got us down in a dead end with a cave in, and we looked at trying to have our henchmen dig the way out, but after a period of time discovered it wasn't going to happen. We would need a lot more equipment if we were going to open it back up. But I'm not sure. Oh yeah, here we go. This is what we really were missing from this animated series so far, was the introduction of pig-faced orcs. So do they look pretty much like Gamorrean guards? The one nice thing about orcs is they will have a little discussion with you before they finish you off, right? And I suppose as long as somebody will talk with you, you got a chance to talk them out of it. So almost everyone's captured, but not quite everyone. Old sneaky sneaker. Still gonna be some help. What? How many different creatures is he gonna accidentally evade here in the swamp of whatever it is? So we got tentacles, we got zombies, just all over the place. Probably shouldn't split the party, I suppose, huh? That's always the danger. Alright. Shadow Servant. This episode's actually chock full of creatures, isn't it? What have we seen? At least a dozen different nameable creatures so far, maybe? Even if, well, dwarves, there you go. Captive dwarves. Captured and enslaved by orcs. Alright, they gotta crack the whip. I don't know if they chose the best character to be doing that to. Because this day and age, I think they might have chosen poorly there. Yeah, you better hide. You better hide there, buddy. But where? The cage wasn't that big when we saw it from the other angle. Alright, so she gets the full overview. Once again pulls the old bring some people in one direction and then disappear trick. Trying to lead them away from her trapped friends. Is that the idea here? If we can... gotta spring everybody, right? Can't leave the quote-unquote dwarves behind as captives. If you're gonna save your friends, you gotta save them too. Plus, they might have information. Because remember, they still have to find out where our buddy the Dungeon Master is. They don't know. They must realize that their Inviso Girl and Scaredy Cat Paladin are both still missing too. Oh, giant snake now. There we go. Here we go. No, it's not giant. Could be poisonous though. That's nasty enough. It's definitely long enough, hanging down from above like that. So, first thing to do, spring the useless animal. Oh, yeah, okay, well, not so useless, has information. There's our buddy's club. I'll help you go get it. I've never been a huge fan of setting up scenes to purposefully be comical within an adventure. I think the humor that comes from those at the game table in the moment is the best kind of humor. I've never found that pre-written humor or adventures that were meant to be funny worked that well in actual practice. Sure, the occasional joke or setup or pun is one thing, but an entire adventure or an entire encounter that was meant to be funny never seemed to work very well. So now, blasts, and that goes out. Is it destroyed? Is it ruined? Here comes the bullywugs again. Really? Giant turtle now. Oh, here we go. Falls down a hole. Right on top of the villain. Well, your magic has failed us at least twice in today's adventure. So what are you gonna do? The old invisible trick. Make him run into a wall. Ha ha ha. And you can just duck under attacks from Venger, apparently. This character with the crazy helmet was also, we were talking a couple weeks ago about the sorcerer, which happened to also be an action figure, and so is this one. Oh, all it takes was the sword accidentally flying into it to open up the... So, how powerful is Dungeon Master that he can just turn someone's magic back around on him? He's shrinking him? He's teleporting him? Alright, so could have saved us all along. Oh yeah, don't forget we gotta spring the dwarves, and oh, there's a lot of them. Oh, but don't forget, here come the pig-faced orcs, the bullywugs, all under the command of Captain No Shirt. We can't have this, says Dungeon Master. Deus ex machina. You've learned a lot of lessons already. I'll just kill everyone with lava. Except for us out on the little island. Okay, fair enough. So what did we learn? Don't split the party. Make sure you utilize all your resources, including the unicorn. The water's not that deep. A wonderful tableau. Well, I'll tell you, it was fun nonetheless. It was a good time. I think we actually saw quite a bit in this episode, creature-wise, that we don't normally see. It was good to have something take place in a quote-unquote dungeon, an underground episode. And I think it's also worth maybe taking a little time to grab some screen caps sometime and try to identify all the creatures in the opening sequence. See if all the animatronic creatures in the Carnival Funhouse D&D ride, when they're still back in their own world, are actually have analogs within the game. Anyhow, just a short one today, as usual on Saturdays. A quick running review of episode number 5 of the D&D Animated Series. It's been a good time. If you enjoyed it, please do. If you're watching this on YouTube, do the like and subscribe thing. If you're checking it out on Twitch, be sure to follow the Twitch channel. Don't forget, if you're a follower and you're in the stream live when we're recording, you make sure you chime in on the chat so you have a chance of being in on a drawing. No purchase necessary for some sort of goods. We still have a few dice sets left. We'll be doing the drawing for week 4, which was this week, tomorrow, Sunday, 10:30 a.m. here. And then we'll launch into our week with a Monday cartography and or world building session. I think we've got a game going on Tuesday evening, which I don't think will be recorded on Twitch yet. I don't think the group's quite ready for that, but it's a fun group playing some first edition D&D on Roll20 with a Discord chat, voice chat component. Tuesday and Friday this week, or this coming week, will be board games, of course. We just played Raiders of the Lost Sea on Friday. We may play it again on Tuesday. Campaign discussion on Wednesday. If we have a Tuesday night D&D game, I'll be discussing some of it on Wednesday. Still working on getting reading done. Boy, is that a lot of work. just editing that. Doing this off the cuff stuff, you don't have to polish it up or edit it later. But if you're going to put something up that's recorded in advance and meant to be recorded and meant to be using some material like even the public domain material of Robert E. Howard, you've got to present it in a way that's actually of some quality and to a certain standard. And quite frankly, I'm not sure I have the technical ability yet to quite reach a standard that I'm comfortable with sharing. So we'll keep that on the schedule for now. We'll keep working on it. We'll see if we can get there sometime in the not too distant future where it's that good. Next Saturday we'll be looking at the 6th episode, and I think that covers the whole week. There'll be some impromptu things, with the lockdown, shutdown, stay-at-home orders continuing through most of May, maybe all of May, maybe beyond May. We'll continue to do these regular 10:30 a.m. shows for the OK Grognard show, and hopefully we'll build more of an audience and find ways to entertain and share and have fun with it at the same time. Really, the main reason I'm doing it is just so I can keep track of the days. Like I know today's Saturday. Hooray. So, have a good time. Stay safe wherever you are in the world. Be sure to have some fun. Keep yourself sane. Make sure you keep in touch with other people. Don't lose track of yourself. It's important to your mental health to be in communication with people, even if you can't be physically with people all the time, or much at all, if at all. So take care of yourselves, and I thank everybody for checking out the OK Grognard show. Tell your friends, subscribe, follow, all the rest of that stuff, and we'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.